In this video, I will show you how to replace the AC control module in this 4th generation Kia Sportage. Before we begin, make sure the vehicle is turned off and for safety reasons, disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Start by loosening the upper cover of the center console. You don't have to remove it completely, just lift it slightly to gain enough room to work with the crash pad garnish that runs across the dashboard. Firmly grab the cover next to the armrest area and pull upward. You will hear the plastic clips releasing. Work your way along the edges with steady pressure until the top panel is completely loose. Now that the panel is free, we can move on to the next step, removing the crash pad garnish. Now move over to the passenger side of the dash. There's a small side panel near the door that hides the screw securing the dashboard trim. Look for a tiny notch near the bottom edge. That's your entry point. Before you remove the panel, you will have to pull back the rubber weather strip along the door frame. Grip the edge of the seal near the dashboard and carefully peel it away just enough to expose the side of the panel. This will give you clearance to unclip the panel without the weather strip getting in the way or being damaged. Slide a plastic trim tool or flathead screwdriver into the notch and gently pry the panel outward. It's held in with clips, so a little firm but careful pressure will pop it free. Keep working around the edges until the entire panel comes off. Once that's out of the way, you will see a screw near the top edge that is securing the long trim piece. Go ahead and remove that screw using a Phillips head screwdriver. With the screw removed, you can now take off the horizontal dash trim. There are two clips holding the trim on the side. Start from this end first. Use a plastic trim tool or a flathead screwdriver to gently pry the edge outward. Once both clips are free, you can work your way along the rest of the trim, releasing each clip until the entire piece comes off. After removing the panel, you will see 3 screws holding the AC control unit in place. You cannot remove this panel yet. There's one more screw that you will have to remove, and it's hidden behind this panel under the steering wheel. So you'll have to remove this panel as well, also called the crash pad lower panel. To remove this panel, you will first have to take out a few screws, and some of them are hidden. There's one visible screw located near the bottom left corner of the panel, just above the footrest. You can remove this screw with a Phillips head screwdriver. The remaining 3 screws are hidden behind the crash pad side cover, which is the trim piece on the side of the dashboard that faces the driver's door. To remove this side cover, look for a small rectangular indentation near the lower edge. That's your access point. Before you can remove the panel, you will have to peel back the rubber weather strip along the door frame. Insert a narrow plastic trim removal tool into the slot and gently pry outward. The side cover is held in place by clips, so it should pop off with a little pressure. With the side cover off, you will now see 3 hidden screws securing the crash pad lower panel. Remove all 3 screws with a Phillips head screwdriver. Once all 4 screws are out, gently pull the panel outward. The panel is held in place by multiple plastic clips on the back. You will feel the clips releasing one by one. Don't force it, take your time and work around the panel evenly. At the bottom right corner, the panel is clipped into the side trim. Pull out the door frame weather strip next to this area, then unclip the 2 pieces. Then grab the panel and push it upward a little to unhook it from the side trim. Okay, so it started raining while I was working, so I had to move my car into the garage. Sometimes the retaining clips behind this part of the panel are very tight and won't let go easily. Take your time so you don't crack the panel or damage the mounting tabs. careful before fully removing the panel. The OBD port is mounted on the back of the panel. You don't want to damage the wiring harness. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the two screws holding the port in place. Now that the OBD port is detached, you can safely remove the lower panel. With the lower panel out of the way, I can finally see the fourth screw for the AC control module. All that extra work just for this single screw. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove all four screws on the AC control unit. Now slowly slide the module forward. It's still held in place by a few retaining clips, so apply gentle, even pressure to release it fully from the dashboard. The module is stuck at the top right corner. The single large clip just won't release. I tried pulling it harder, but it seems like it is going to break. So I'm going to push in my camera behind the panel and take a look at the clip. Looks like a normal clip. Pushing this clip from behind is not easy as it's really difficult to reach due to tight space. So what I'm going to do is pull the module even harder and hopefully nothing breaks. And it's finally out. Once the AC module is loose, you will see several electrical connectors and a hose attached at the back. Disconnect the hose for cabin air temperature sensor. Each connector has a release tab. Press it and carefully unplug each connector. Here is a close-up of the backside of the module. This is the part number. Next, take your replacement module and reconnect all the wiring harnesses. Make sure each connector clicks securely into place. Reconnect the hose for cabin air temperature sensor. Slide the unit back into the dash, line up the clips and mounting points and press it in until it's fully seated. Then reinstall the four screws that you removed earlier. At this point, it's a good idea to test the AC unit before you reassemble everything. Reconnect the negative terminal of the battery, then start the engine. Test the AC control module to make sure everything is working. Check the fan speeds, temperature controls, and air direction to confirm proper operation. Now it's time to put everything back together. Let's start with crash pad lower panel, but first we will have to reinstall the OBD port. Align the OBD port with its original mounting points on the back side of the panel. Reinstall the two screws that you removed earlier. Make sure it's secure, as this port is very important for diagnostics and vehicle service. Now take the lower crash pad panel and gently maneuver it back into place. Align the edges with the surrounding trim and begin pressing the panel inward. The clips will begin to engage one by one. Apply gentle, even pressure until all the clips are fully seated. Make sure it is clipped into the side panel as well. Reinstall the single screw at the bottom left corner of the panel and tighten it. Then reinstall the three screws that go behind the crash pad side cover. Now take the side cover and align it with the edge of the dashboard. Push the cover straight in until all the clips snap securely into place. Once the panel is locked in, press the weather strip back into its original position over the edge of the door panel. Now grab the long trim piece that runs across the dashboard. Line it up carefully with its original position. Start at one end and press it in gently. As you move along, you will hear the plastic clip snapping back into place. Take your time and make sure the trim is sitting flat and even all the way across the dash. Next, reinstall the single screw that you removed earlier. This screw helps hold the long trim firmly in place. Now take the side cover, line it up with the dashboard edge, and press it straight in. You will feel the clips click as it locks into place. Once it's secure, press the rubber door seal back over the edge of the door panel. Finally, return to the center console and carefully lower the upper cover back into place. If you find it difficult to align the cover properly or the console, start the engine and shift the gear lever into the neutral position. This will give you more clearance to maneuver the cover into place. Once aligned, press down firmly along the entire edge of the cover, making sure each clip snaps securely into place. With the upper cover secured, the reassembly is complete. And that's how you replace the AC control module on a 4th generation Kia Sportage. It's a bit of a detailed process with a lot of trim removal, but taking your time and working carefully ensures you won't damage any clips or panels. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to We's Joint for more DIY car repair tips. Thanks for watching.